Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor, and today we're going to be doing another coaching session for Nautilus. This is patch 923. So special thanks to Juan for the generous donation. I appreciate it. Yep. Oh. Manual camera. There we go. So special thanks to Juan. Sorry, I'm trying to... There we go. Getting in the zone here. Okay, nice. Yeah, probably run. It's 3v5. You did get a flash, which is good. That was a little dangerous to even, like, try to engage there. I mean, you did get a panic flash from them, but the fact that you have two people that are not there, if they're invading like that, they probably have 5. So you did get the jump on them, but it was still, like, really risky. I wouldn't try to do anything at all unless you have all 5 people there. But you did get a free flash, so that was good. You know, you kind of bluffed them. You're like, hey, everybody's going to be in this bush when you hooked them, and they flashed immediately. So, I mean, your Senna did end up having a flash also, but... Anyways, okay. It's patch 923, preseason 10. Let's get in here. So, special thanks to Juan for the donation. It's just $25 for anyone that'd like a coaching session, $20 if you're a channel member. And if you are a member, you also get $5 off of any guides that you might want to commission. A couple other perks on the channel. And I might try to add some more things over winter break. We'll see. We used to have like a viewers night type of thing. Where, you know, we'd play with other, you know, supporting members on the channel. We could maybe try that out again over winter break and see if there's any more interest in it. That was kind of waning a little bit, but, anyways, you do get the discount on the coaching if you are a member. It's basically a free membership if you do a coaching anyways for a month. Okay. Yeah. You're still, you got to count the minions. So, like, they are level... Like, it's pushing towards you. It's the 3 melee minions on the second wave that determines level 2. So, like, once they kill this one right here, they're going to be level 2. So they're already level 2. And you still have to kill, like, this one right here. Yeah, so you definitely do not want to go in when you're level 1 and they're level 2. Like, you need to make sure you at least killed that melee minion, and that would have given you level 2. Yeah, you gotta... That's the one thing you really gotta watch out for early on in the game is who's gonna hit level 2 first and try to play around that. You gotta count those melee minions. It's really, really hard to win when you're level 1 and they're level 2 because they just have, you know, that extra skill is huge. And the extra stats early on are a big deal too. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. I suppose you didn't have that much gold. Maybe a control ward. If you had enough for a control ward, that might have been useful. Yeah, anyone that would like to watch more coaching sessions, this will be in a playlist. I've got about 200 or so coaching sessions on there, I think, by the time I post this one up. So if you want to watch more, I always have a picture of the champion that I'm playing on there, so you can easily just kind of flip through the playlist, find champions you're interested in learning more about, or hearing some analysis for. Dark Harvest is going to make... I think that's actually kind of becoming the popular item on Senna, but it's a pretty weak summoner early on. Or rune choice. Oof. Wow, how did that hit her? Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah, you just gotta stand back. Speeds up a little bit. Yeah, they're pushing towards you, so you're not gonna get zoned, so you're really not gonna miss that. Excuse me, you're not gonna miss that much. so it's pickaxe to tier. So that's rough early on. So they're going to be able to beat you up early. Yeah, you gotta be careful with the globals, like the Shen, Karthus, TF, that type of stuff. Now, he did hit C6 really fast, like he's the highest level by far. Like, that's a little unexpected if you weren't tabbing, because, like, you guys are level 4 and level 3, so you've been zoned off of experience. But yeah, try to keep tabs on him, if you can. I don't know how he's so far ahead of the other solo laners. He must have leached experience off of something. I don't know. Maybe he took a scuttle or something. Yeah, that's definitely a tilter where the Shin's coming in level 6 when you're level 3. That's a rough one. Sorry, I'm still kind of getting over whatever the respiratory thing I've had for like a month or something. I think he, I mean, he had to get something weird. I mean, he was part of some kills and assists. That does give you some experience. So I honestly don't know how he was that far ahead unless he, like, pushed and got scuttled. Yeah, anytime there's a global, you definitely want to be tabbing and trying to look at him. Hey, what's up, Exo Gamer? I am talking to the chat also, which I don't think I mentioned that earlier. We do stream every night on YouTube starting around 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come by, check it out. Usually we go till about 2 a.m. I am a college instructor, so, you know, when school's in session sometimes we got to cut it a little short if I've got a ton of papers to grade or something, but usually we can get in at least 4 hours. So Exo Gamer, let me see how I think just you guys are pushed up too far and this Yi came in. Yeah, it's hard to really get control when you're this far behind. You definitely want a control ward though, like on some of these backs. I know it sucks to like, oh, you do have one, so you just need to. A good place to actually, hold on, let me go back here. A good place to put a control ward actually, that's kind of new and I haven't been doing it too much myself, but it's like right here in this bush is actually pretty good. A lot of people won't check this when they're walking by. So that's actually a pretty good place. Now they did hit the dust though, right? You saw that dust, right? Let me see if they hit it in your direction. I don't know which direction he hit it. Because I kind of have a God's eye view here, but let me see if which direction he hit this dust in. Yeah, he hit it this way. So you know, like when he hits that dust, he's there, right? He's the only person unaccounted for on the map. So you know Master Yi's right here. So y'all gotta back off, like. Once you get dusted, you gotta leave. Yeah, you can see the wave, but I know, but here, you know, and this is one thing about Nautilus and Leona. I'm gonna get to your question here in a second, Exo. Sorry, we're working through a coaching session here real quick. This is part of the reason why I've gone away from playing Nautilus and Leona, even though they're like still pretty decent in the meta. I do think there are major structural changes that have made enchanters way better than they were near the end of the season. But at the same time, like, I kind of feel you there, where if your team's doing something kind of dumb, you know, they're sticking around, they should be backing up, you can very easily just get caught up in some of these fights, and you're gonna die, you know, a lot of times because you're melee. And if the fight's ever going poorly, like, you're going down. Versus if you're playing something that's ranged, that's an enchanter, you know, that can do stuff from afar, then you're not going to get, like, baited into so much tomfoolery. It's going to be easier for you to get out, potentially. But, you know, when you're playing something like Leona, you just, or like Nautilus, you just got to let people die. You know, if they're not backing up, like, you just back up, ping them back, and if they want to die, you know, you just got to let them die. Like, you can't go into losing fights. This is partially why I like Rakan also, because it's just easier for him to escape a lot of things. Some people will int you, but some people won't. If you just mute them, because, I mean, the bottom line is it's better for, you know, one person to die than two people to die. Because if you're here, like, you're still getting experience, you're still getting some gold, you can protect waves. Nice, almost got her. Nice, okay. Okay, good. Your team's not like, I know it seems like just you're getting completely obliterated bot lane, but it's like, it's not really that bad. Like, Senna's got 2 kills. You know, your team's only down 2 kills. I don't remember how many dragons they have. I think they just have 1. They may not even have any. The replay client doesn't reflect the new dragon stuff. Yeah, getting back into the game is good. I mean, that is one thing with Nautilus that's good. Like, he has a lot of CC. You know, you're still going to be, like, your baseline usefulness is always really high, even if you're behind. Because you can always press R, you can always CC. So he's not as reliant on items to be useful as something like a Soraka. Now, one thing you need to be looking at, too, is trying to roam more. It's tough because you haven't really had priority in the lane, which makes it difficult to roam. But, like, right here would be a great chance to just kind of poke your head middle. Instead of going straight bot, if you'll just, like, roll up here and just see what you can do, just especially since you have your ult, just press R on Talia and you can probably get her flash. I don't know. You might want to use R here to try to get a kill, too. But I think just trying to, you know, just show some presence middle. It at least puts some fear in them, you know, so that they have to kind of respect the Zillion a little bit more. Yeah, it should be a relatively free kill mid lane with that ult. And Zillion is pretty far ahead in terms of CS, at least. So yeah, you know, when you're coming back, and just kind of at a minimum, you can, you know, ward around, excuse me, ward around here. But yeah, so like, if you roam over here, you can try to make a play on Talia, and then you can ward like right here, and ward over this wall right here, and that'll watch some major lanes of traffic too. Okay, nice. Like, they have all these heals and shields and things like that. And you did force their heal and a flash, so that's good. Yeah, watch out for that Shinar. Talia's coming down, so y'all need to back up. But Talia's not going to have those things, you know. She's got Ignite, so it's a higher probability you're going to get a kill there. It also tilts mid laners a lot, too. If you roam there and get a kill. Sadie, what is it?
Turret plating is fall.
Yeah. Oh, Exo, yeah, you were asking earlier about Rakan. Yeah, it just depends, like, specifically. You know, I've got a lot of kind of in-depth stuff about macro rotations. I do tier lists every patch, so it's hard to say like exactly what you should do to win that game you were talking about, because I would need to know more about the details. But if the score was whatever, like 7-7 to 33, like that's way too many kills and deaths in a game. So that tells me there was probably more you could have done potentially to close it out earlier. Just like focusing on really grabbing those dragons and barons and making plays around objectives. That just sounds like a bunch of people just running around killing each other over and over again. What's up, friend? Okay, Yee's top. You got Scuttle. Anytime the jungler's top, you always want to see what can I do with that information, you know? Can you try to force a dragon so you get some deep wards? You know you're safe to get this tower. You might even want to push up and just go take his Gromp if it's there. Definitely get this Scuttle. It's coming up in like 10 seconds. Yeah, get Scuttle, get Scuttle, get Scuttle. Scuttle's worth like a whole minion wave, and it gives you free vision. And that movement speed's very relevant when you're going to be rotating between mid and top. Okay, nice. Okay, nice rotation. Rift's not up, Dragon's not up. Still think you can rotate down and get this Scuttle. Oof. Almost. Just get Scuttle, get Scuttle. Oh, never mind. Yee's here. Y'all gotta leave. Y'all gotta leave. I think Senna might be dead here. Yeah. Well, at least you didn't die that time, so that's good. You just kind of let her go. She picked a bad path. I don't know. This one might be, like, there's no way they should have gotten that Scuttle. See, did you see I was 126 gold? Melee minions, I think, are 21 each. They might, I think they increase a little bit as game goes on. The melee minions are typically 21, and ranged are 14. So that's 50, 42 plus 63. Is that 105 gold or so? So yeah, it's more than a minion wave worth of gold. For that Scuttle. And you do it like, that's one really nice thing with Nautilus, like you do it really quickly because you have that stun on your auto attack, which lowers its armor, and then you can just spam your E. You got his auto attack there. Nice. Yeah, what I was gonna say is Moby Boot, like, I don't know. Moby Boots are really good on roaming supports, but I think the Ionians, I don't know. If you're not roaming a lot early on, like right when you get those boots, if you're not just like constantly running back and forth between like mid lane and bottom to try to make plays, I think there could be an argument for Ionians. Just because CDR is much harder to get because the ward items don't have CDR on it anymore. So you're going to be down 10% CDR from what you were with previous builds. So I don't know. I'm not sure if that's correct. Obviously, you lose some mobility, but you can move around in fights better, and you get the 10% CDR, and he's very good with summoners, right? Like, he can force plays, so Ignite, he can use it, like, on cooldown to make plays. Flash is obviously really good on him for those flash hooks or flash ults. So, you know, I think there definitely could be an argument for Ionians if you're not, like, hard abusing the mobility boots early on. They are good. I don't know, guys, but I'm just saying, like, Nautilus has really, really good cooldowns. Like, every time that ult's up, it's like a kill. Possibly multiple kills in fights. Like, it's one of the best ults in the game. Because the CC is so extreme and hits multiple targets. And his other cooldowns are good, too. Like, his hook is obviously really strong also. Oof. That's going to be rough. So I don't know about that, but it's possible. I've seen people on Recon take Ionians before in certain metas in the past. So, I don't know. It just depends on how much you're abusing that mobility. Like, if you're not constantly getting deep wards or constantly, like, trying to pressure multiple lanes early on in the game, then I think that you're potentially wasting the mobility power. And you might as well just get, like, Ninja Tabby or Ionian Boots. Now, yeah, are most challengers probably going to get Mobies? Yeah, because they're going to, you know, do the things that I just mentioned, right? They're going to be roaming a lot. They're going to be, like, trying to get those deep wards and stuff like that. But, I think that too often, you know, we just want to automatically do what the challengers are doing because they're better players. But they're also in, like, a better environment, you know? Sometimes it can be like telling a, you know, telling a high school football player or something, like, just kick a 50-yard field goal, or, you know, just like, throw this 50-yard pass or something crazy, right? It's like, well, they can't do that, right? It's not the same type of strategy. So yeah, I don't know about Ionians. Now, how are your items? So you're getting Zeeks. Now one thing that I think may have helped you out a little bit in lane, and I've been trying this out more. We'll see. But I've been thinking Righteous Glory might be a better choice, especially if you go Ionian Boots, because that gives you another really solid way to get a lot of movement speed for the engage, and it gives you more regen in the laning phase because you don't get regen off of Relic Shield anymore. So having that early Crystalline Bracer gives you some regen. And I think the stats are overall, like, it is more expensive, it's 2,600 gold, but the stats overall are going to be a little bit stronger. And especially with an ADC like Senna that doesn't really benefit that much from attack speed. And there's a lot of popular and strong ADCs that don't really, like, do that well with attack speed right now. You know, maybe not Zeke's. Now, Zeke's, obviously, like, the slow is really good on it. It's still a good item. But, yeah, because if you think about it, Senna, attack speed doesn't do that much. Jhin doesn't do that much. Misfortune doesn't do that much. So, like, a lot of the popular strong ADCs right now don't benefit as much from Zeke's. And a big thing about Zeke's, too, is it doesn't have any health on it. Excuse me. Righteous does have health on it. A lot of health. I think it's like 400 or something. So, you know, I'm not entirely sure that's correct, but I think that it's something that more people should be looking at right now. I tried it on Recon last game on stream, and it worked out pretty well. So, no, I mean, the big thing for Zeke's, though, is it's like 250 gold cheaper, but... And you only want to get one of those because you don't need that many flat mana items. So I think you kind of have to pick one. Either Zeke's, or Righteous, or Frozen Heart. I think Frozen Heart's still a little underpowered. Anyways, what are you getting? Knight's Vow? Yeah. Also, the extra health synergizes with your shield. to give you a little more shield too off of your W. I mean, health's just a really good stat in general. I don't remember the exact like armor numbers on Righteous. Is it? It might be 30-30. I'd have to compare it. What happened yesterday? League's client was down like for 30 minutes. It was like around 10 o'clock I dodged and we just could not get back into the client. And a bunch of people in chat were telling me it was messed up too. We spent like 20 or 30 minutes trying to wait on the client to get fixed. And then I was just like, I'm just going to call it because I have a huge stack of papers. It was going to be a shorter stream anyways. Probably like just maybe 2.5 hours. And so I was like, they didn't have any messages about it. They didn't say they were working on it. So I was like, well, we just don't know when it's going to come up. So I'll just call it and we'll just come back tomorrow. Okay, yeah, we want to go for dragon here. Be careful, Senna's not there. Yeah, you always got to check that mini-map before you engage. I would not ult the Shen. I mean, that did stop his engage for a little bit, so it's not like totally wasted, but you guys have really nice engage with you and Malphite. Hey, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name. Is it Isaiah? I can't. Is that Krillic? I can't read that, but so you're asking what do I think about Shrelia's Reverie? I don't think it's very good most of the time. Righteous is going to be better because it just has better stats. I mean, they did give extra health to Shrelia's, but it doesn't have any armor or magic resist on it, so I would only really consider it on someone like a Soraka situationally, who benefits from a lot from the plus healing and shielding. Oh, nice. The Lee Sin. Okay, you guys got to get out of here. This is getting scary. Yeah, I wouldn't have gone back in for that last hit. Y'all need to leave. Like, there's no wave. Yeah, they're gonna spawn. I don't think you're gonna get anything. You're just kind of wasting time. Like, you could be going back and just grabbing their whole blue side jungle and scuttle. Like, he's gonna die for that. She's gonna get several resets, maybe. Like, she was one. Well, Zillion can probably run away, to be honest. But like, well, now she's. Oh, he missed it. No, never mind. She is gonna get several kills and reset. Yeah, now they can maybe threaten Baron. Yeah, y'all overstayed big time. Like, after you get the inhibitor, the first inhibitor, you can almost never early on in the game just flat out end it. Because the timers are just too low, and the supers aren't going to get there for like another minute or so anyways. So, after you get the inhibitor, like 99% of the time, just leave, and typically you'll just go through, clean out one side of their jungle, drop a bunch of deep wards in, and then reset. And then you can either push a side lane, or you can lock out vision around Baron and try to force him to come face check. I know, but it's one of those things. You just gotta leave. You gotta ping him back and run. I mean, you'd be surprised the power of suggestion. If you ping back and you start leaving, a lot of people will leave, even if they do it begrudgingly, even if they're not like that happy about it. So they goofed up, they didn't do it fast enough, and y'all turn around and get it, so. It's been getting dicey. Third item, Soraka, if your team's not great with Ardent. I usually do Mikhail's Redemption. Yeah, you could do Athene's or Athene's, Ardent, Shurelya's. All of those are pretty awesome. To be honest, it's very rare that I complete a third big item because That means you have to give up your ward slot, which is not like until really, really late in the game, typically. I believe, right? Let me see, boots, ward item, boots, ward item, ward. Yeah. Or part of it. Like, usually I just have a forbidden idol. That's the last item, and then I just kind of play it by ear. I would say usually Shirelia's. But you don't have to commit to a pieces of it. What's up, Vishnu? I peaked at D4. Okay. So I think kind of the biggest stuff there that I remember is like the biggest thing is you just got to let people that are making bad decisions die. You know, if you know the jungler's coming in, if you know people should leave, you just got to leave. And you know, if they get mad about it, whatever. But there might be some people that flame you. You can mute it. There might be some people that go AFK or in, but you'd be surprised. It's very rare. A lot of people will, you know, talk some trash, but they'll still play. And they might say, "That was stupid. We could have done some more," or whatever if you leave. But ultimately, you just have to do the right thing. And sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. But if you set an example, if you ping and you back, then a lot of people will listen, even if they're kind of sassy about it. A lot of times. So you just have to do what's right and just not get caught up. Like I said, especially with these melee champs, you know, like the Nautilus, the Leona, people that don't have a reverse gear, it's really easy to get caught up in that type of stuff and get into some bad situations. So you want to keep that in mind. Maybe try to roam earlier, like we talked about, especially if you're rushing Moby Boots. You need to be looking mid lane, especially something like Talia that doesn't really have great escapes to begin with. And you have a Zillion who can chain his CC with yours. If you just walk up and ult her, she's probably dead. Like, she's not going to get an hourglass early on, typically. So, you could make a play on her, and that would allow you to get some deeper wards, you know, over the that river wall there and into the blue buff area. So that will not only allow you to make a play on mid, but it'll also give you better vision, which keeps you and your mid laner safer. And then just prioritize getting dragons, scuttles, jungle camps, just anything that you can get your team to get. You know, try to pick that up, especially scuttle. You know, that's more than an entire minion wave just sitting there. So, and try out the righteous glory. You know, I'm not sure if that's going to become the standard. I think it's going to be. I think it's probably stronger than Zeke's right now, especially because of the regen early on that you can get off a crystalline bracer. But because building Zeke's, that little the Aegis or whatever, the little piece of it, the shield thing sucks. Like, it's just bad. Versus crystalline bracer and hey, thanks Matt, I appreciate it. Crystalline bracer and the glacial shroud are both pretty solid. But anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you very much. Anyone else that like a coaching session out there, email me at thestrategyprofessor@gmail.com. Let me know what you have in mind. We can do it live on the stream. And yeah, if you want to watch more coaching sessions, then just check out the playlist. I'll have a link in the description. The stream's going to continue, but that's it for the coaching session. And yeah, it's going to be it. Have a good day. See you next time.